Lucas still with Optimum Athletes here with Tyler Robertson, area scout for the Yankees. How's it going?
Good.
Good.
Going
Thanks for
good.
coming on.
Yeah, baseball season's getting back going, and
Yeah, pretty busy, I bet.
yeah, rolling real well now. Got week 3 of Division I coming up, so we're in about the 5th week or so of JC. So everybody's rolling now, and the high school stuff's opening up. So
A lot of good talent in this area. I know we've
Yeah.
seen you've been around the facility a lot, checking out some guys. So we just want to kind of bring you on really quick and just talk about, I guess, what you look for as a scout, what high school guys can do to kind of, stand out in the crowd, or anything like that, whatever you want to talk about.
yeah, I mean, I was a high school sign myself. Obviously, Sacramento's always been a really rich, baseball area with talent, and it's still that way. We have a really good high school crop this year. So when it comes to the high school side, as a scout and somebody that went through it as a player, we're just looking for players. It's different for everybody. Every scout has different feelings about it, but for me, I think it's pretty obvious you got to be able to handle the baseball stuff physically. If you're not strong enough, any of that stuff, you still could add some weight on in college or whatever, and go do that, because once you get out in pro ball, hey, it's about competing and getting people out. So one, you got to be physically ready to compete and able to compete against some of the best lower level professional players, and then 2, you got to be able to mentally handle it.
Right.
It's not for everybody signing out of high school. Again, when I go into the house and meet with the players, that's something, if they ask about my past and it comes up that I signed out of high school, they'll ask, what were your deciding factors, all that stuff. And I make it very clear to them that it's not for everybody, and there's nothing wrong with going to college. College does a great job developing players as well. I'd say physically the biggest thing that frustrates a lot of players is the strength, because,
Right.
Everybody wants to rush it. Everybody wants results right away. And, hey, sometimes you'll just get stronger and flexible enough with just 3 more years of maturity. Yeah. And, some kids don't want to hear that. How could we accelerate this process? Sometimes time's just the best thing for that. So, hey, for the guys that are pro prospects, coming out of high school, I think, as a scout, we want to come out, see guys play hard, see guys perform. And, that's pretty much what we're looking for, I think.
Yeah, the strength side is definitely such a huge part. We've seen it firsthand in the gym here. Guys have come in and been definitely not draftable guys, but maybe not even college guys, and then they put in the work for a year and a half, 2 years, and obviously some time, and all of a sudden they put on 40, 50 pounds and get stronger in the weight room. All of a sudden those numbers on the field start going up. So I think that's a huge factor, obviously.
Yeah, and that's what some people don't understand through the process, and we're here to get that information out to the high school guys that might fall into that category that we're looking at. It's just to tell them that if you sign out of high school, you got to be ready to play about 70 more games. Out of college, that's the college schedule is pretty grueling. Then if those guys sign, if they don't make the College World Series, they sign right away. They got 70 more games. High school, it's the same stuff. So it's more games than you ever played. It's in Arizona or it's in Florida, so it's hot.
Yeah.
You're not going to go out after the season that you sign from, whether it be your senior year of high school or your junior year of college. You're not going to go out and be able to put the muscle on. You got to go out and play 70 more games.
Right.
So you better be ready to roll. And then you give your body time to recover when you get home. That's what the off season's for. Let it recover for a little bit, and then start building again to get ready for the next season.
Sweet. So when you have guys that you're interested in, and you go out to watch them play, like what are kind of either do's or don'ts from the player side? What are things that stand out to you, like, okay, I really like this kid, I want to come see him again? Or what's something that you might see and might be like, okay, he's off the list?
It sounds cliche or whatever, but it's always an effort level thing. These kids know, especially at the high school level, we have a few schools in the area this year that's exciting that, there's multiple players at a few of the high schools. And that's rare. A lot of times when you go to high school games, you'll have, one stud, and then, hey, there's some other good ball players out there, but you know who you're there to see. So, and these kids know when scouts are there, So, hey, be yourself, play hard. You know, there are people that are watching. You should always play hard anyways, but, you know, it really gets on me as a scout and as a former player. You know, there's about 15 guys there to see you, and you don't put in a good effort, or you don't play hard, or, you know, composure, stuff like that. It's small stuff, obviously, besides performing, you know, and how you do as a pitcher that day or as a hitter.
Right. And I'm sure you probably have decent relationships now with all the coaches, and even the games that you're not there at practices, you'll probably talk to them, hey, how's this kid at practice? And if he's not giving an effort, if he's got a bad attitude or stuff like that, I'm guessing you're probably like, okay, not interested.
Yeah, definitely. And you could get once you get relationships with the coaches and stuff, I mean, they don't even have to say anything negative. You know, the players that play hard you know, they'll bring all that to you. And then the biggest thing, obviously, being a scout, just go out and watch. You know, you'll see the effort level. You'll see if a guy actually feels like he's, you know, confident, or, you know, or if it's that fake confidence or whatever. You know, that's what we're there to go watch. You know, evaluating if he's a better player than, you know, the high school guys he's playing against. That's not really the hard part. It's figuring out all the other stuff.
Right. I mean, we've seen it in here, and I'm sure you have way more experience than I do. I've only been here for about a year, but we've seen, you know, the best of the best kind of come through here and get after on a daily basis with a good attitude and good effort. And we've also seen the guys that had a lot of talent that were just kind of either slacking off here or not really about it. And Casey said the best, him and Ryan would always say, if there's a kid like that and a scout called us, or a college coach, and, you know, we wouldn't say anything negative about him, we'd just be like, oh yeah, he trains here. And you kind of get the hint, like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Just in the answer alone, it says a lot, you know, how a guy talks about somebody. And hey, there's different ways to go about it, but always looking for an effort level, looking for guys to compete. And then the other thing, too, is how they handle adversity. You know, a lot of the high school guys that we're watching, they haven't had much adversity, and you know, in baseball especially, you know, in their career so far. And I don't care who you are, you're going to hit it as a player sometimes. So, you know,
especially in baseball.
Yeah, especially in baseball. And you know, if you have a bad game as a position player or whatever, and a bunch of scouts are there to see you, hey, we understand that as much as anybody. It's baseball. It's hard. We're not going to, you know, kill you over a bat. You know, 1 game, 3 at bats. You know, we'll come back if the effort level was there, and you know, all that stuff. But if we go out there, you don't perform and you don't give an effort, play hard, and, you know, do the things you're supposed to do to be a top guy in the area, then hey, there's other guys that want to be seen.
Right. So. And obviously, as a scout, you brought a pretty good eye. So I mean, even if they go 0 for 3, you can tell about their approach. You know, what kind of swings they're taking. You can tell if someone's got the skills. And obviously, if you're there, they probably had previous success, so everyone has a bad day. So don't just hang your head or throw a fit or whatever it may be.
Exactly. Just compete. Just compete. That's the biggest thing. Hey, man, we know you can't, you know, you're not always going to strike out 15 or get 4 hits and hit 1 out or whatever. We know that, but we want to see you compete every pitch, because that's what, as soon as you sign that contract to go play, that's what you're signing up for.
Right. So. And you got to be there, play the 70 games like you said, whether you had a good day or a bad day the day before.
Yep, you'll be in the lineup the next day, which is, I think it's one of the greatest things about minor league baseball is it's, hey, now everybody's here, go out and play. Yeah. You guys, you know, go figure it out. So.
Well, just to finish up, I guess, what are you looking forward to this baseball season? Or you got any guys you want to, I know you don't want to show your hand maybe, but any guys you want to go see particularly, or anything you're excited about?
Yeah, I mean, obviously some of the guys at this facility, you know, some of the high school arms, it's a strong year for high school this year, so that'll be fun. You know, get to run around and see, you know, some of the different schools, the Bay Area kids. They got some strong position players. You know, some Sacramento area. You know, so going to be bouncing around. The junior college, I know we talked about that before we got on here. That's a
lot of talent.
That's good this year. Yeah, so it's going to be busy, but it's going to be fun. It should be a good year.
Sweet. All right, last thing. Any one lasting piece of advice or anything for a high school prospect or college prospect looking to get drafted?
Oh, just keep working hard, and hey, if you are approached by scouts, get that information back to us as quick as you can so we could get that to our people. That's kind of how this thing works is, hey, if a scout approaches you, and we tell the kids that all the time, hey, we got to get you this info, you know, phone numbers, contact information. We got to know when you're playing so we could put it in our schedule and get you seen. So,
sweet. Yep. Well, Tyler, thanks for coming on.
All right. Thanks
Appreciate
a lot. Appreciate it. Yep.